there, my name's Gill Tiney. I'm from Collaboration Global, and this is our podcast, Being Human, Hidden Depths. I'm going to be interviewing some of our members from Collaboration Global, and they're going to be sharing with you their extraordinary lives. Although they would probably believe they're just normal, everyday, average humans, but they are extraordinary. A bit like you and me. We all have our story to tell. We've all been through difficult times, and we've come out the other end having learnt an extraordinary amount about ourselves that we can share with others. So I think you'll find lots of things that will resonate with where you've been in your journey as well. I look forward to seeing you on the other side. Hello and welcome to Being Human, Hidden Depths. And today I am delighted to be joined by the magnificent Mr. Barry Shaw. Welcome, Barry. Lovely to have you on the podcast today.
Good day, beautiful, bountiful, beloved immortal beings, and good-looking people. Now, Jill, how can I make the categorical statement that all the thousands, tens of thousands of people either listening or watching are all good-looking? Because by definition, if they choose to tune in to hidden depths or behind the depths, then what does it mean? They're always looking for and finding the good in life. The definition of a good-looking person is someone who's looking for and finding the good in life, which is what you embody. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
That's perfect. I had never considered it that way, but you know what it is? Because when somebody is looking for the good in everything, and somebody said to me, God, you're the queen of reframe. You always find the good in everything. It does put a smile on people's faces, doesn't it? And when everyone's smiling, they look wonderful. So
let's just play and have fun. This is jazz. We're riffing and doing things together. You just said you're the queen of reframing. Is that what they said?
That's what somebody accused me of.
Okay, well, it's good to be. I accuse as well, and I am accused also because my fourth book, which just came out a few months ago, is called Reframing: The Art of Living.
Oh, lovely.
And this is what it's about. It's reframing. It's stories, 15 stories of regular people who reframe things in their lives, which seem very difficult and such, and reframe, beautiful picture, and made a difference. They were all MAD people. As we discussed before, MAD stands, I love acronyms, as do you, in words. MAD stands for make a difference.
Beautiful.
That's what we love to do in life. Become a mad person.
I think we should all be mad on a regular basis, because that's what we're here on this planet for, after all. Irrespective of where we come from or what experience we've had, we're here for a reason. And as soon as you find that reason, everything kind of filters in and, it makes sense. All of a sudden, you've got a purpose in your life and off you go. And you can be as crazy as you like, mad as you like, because you're going in the right direction. And
this is so beautiful. Right now, again, if people are watching or listening, if you're listening, you're hearing Barry, the guy, is an American accent.
Yay.
And you're listening to Jill, and it's obvious that it's a British accent, or UK, if you want to say.
I'm a London
girl.
Part
of that is wonderful because madness and Britain go together.
Oh, absolutely. King George wasn't the only one that was a bit bonkers.
So I'll tell you one quick story because it doesn't exist anymore. I first was privileged to go to England, to London, in 1969. I was 21 years old.
Oh, wow.
And if I remember something correctly, there's a place called Hyde Park.
Yes, indeed, still there.
And in Hyde Park on Sundays, what did people used to do? People would be out there and put up a milk crate or something, and they'd stand on it, and they start speaking. Anybody could come to Hyde Park on the weekends and stand on their own little podium. Am I correct on this?
Yes, still there. Speaker's corner, absolutely.
You hear people speak about, you have to become a vegetarian. You got to be a communist, a socialist, a capitalist. But they're all over the park. Free speech was part and parcel of what the UK was about. Now, fast forward.
Lots of years.
Things have changed.
Yeah.
Now, part of the issue is I'm saying this, is that we, the collaboration global, people who are involved as good looking people, we
Mm-hmm.
recognize that we are the ones that are the engine of making sure that speaking out is still possible, that
Yes.
we will not be squashed because we live with what I call the three fundamentals of life. May I say them?
Mm, please do.
Three fundamentals you just mentioned. Number one, life has purpose. Yes, your life has purpose. And when you lead a purpose driven life, number two happens. Now, it's good number two. You go mad, you make a difference. Lead a
Mhm.
purpose driven life, make a difference. And
Lovely.
the third is to find the power and the secrets of everyday words and terms. I'll give you a simple example. Right now, this situation, this show, this production of us together is carried around the world. What is it carried on the internet? Now, you ask anybody, what does WWW stand for? Invariably, they'll say it has to do with the internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, our world, Jill, WWW, because we live in the world of positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant, WWW stands for What a Wonderful
World.
World. It's reframing, right? And
Yeah.
what a is a word, right? WHATA, what a wonderful world. And of course, a big tip of the hat and a thank you to Louis Armstrong, Satchmo, for
Yeah.
enabling that song, What a Wonderful World, to go
Can't
viral.
help but sing it. Yeah,
It hasn't
absolutely.
touched just tens of millions, 100 million, billions of people around the planet have heard the song, right? And
Mm-hmm.
whenever you hear the opening bars of What a Wonderful World, what do right away? You do what Jill's doing. She smiled.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah. Yeah.
smile is one of the most important words you could ever integrate and utilize and leverage in your life because smile stands for, ready?
Okay.
Seeing miracles in life every day.
Every day. Yeah. Yes.
That's what smile is all about.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so so pleased to be with you. You beam. Your smile is not just infectious, it lights up the room. So
But
thank you.
thank you for saying that. I really appreciate that because a lot of people in life, in business, have accused me of being an optimist and not realistic, and life isn't like that. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
your life might not be like that, but my life is like that. Because everyone goes, oh, nobody talks to each other on the tube when you're on the train. I'm like, well, they talk to me. And maybe it's because I smile at them. Maybe it's because I might start a conversation. That life
Right.
is what you make it, it's what you attract to you. So people that are kind of accusing me of like, oh, for goodness sake, you're so optimistic, like it's a bad thing. I'm like, no, that's a good thing. We should be optimistic because you know what? If you believe that 99.9% of the world are good people, that's what you encounter. That's what you get sent. And that tiny little percentage on top, we can deal with that because all the good people can come together in places like Collaboration Global with things that you've been talking about, which you'll share later, the wonderful Everywhere card, and things that we can all do, little things that make a massive difference. Mother Teresa said that. You can do some good, I can do some good, and together we can make a big difference. Not quite her quote, but you get the gist of what she was saying. So part of why I've created a community around Collaboration Global that I would love to introduce you to at some point is so that we can bring these good people together because there are so many out there that are up to some good. You've just told me about your card that you give out for Smile. One of our members gives out a pair of socks in a similar vein. And basically, they are long socks that are bright pink that have a handlebar moustache on it and a jigsaw piece. And the idea is people go, hey, they're cool socks. He goes, there you go. Would you like a pair? And he just gives them out. And it's gone viral across the world. This is another, I think he's in Los Angeles, Nick Adkins. I'll give him a shout out. And it starts conversations. So people that are perhaps a bit shy or don't know how to talk to a stranger or don't know how to have those wonderful connecting conversations have an excuse. You get the socks and you go off and somebody will say, hey, like your socks. And that's your cue. That's when you get to have that proper conversation with someone and get to know somebody else in the world. It's an amazing thing. And that's why he wears a kilt. So everyone can see his socks,
So I
obviously.
need to mention here to everybody again watching or listening. Jill just articulated the law of the universe. See, it's a law, what she just talked about, law of attraction.
Yeah.
If you are, and I'm glad that you've been accused of being an optimist, and you say, yes, I accept
Yeah.
the O word as opposed to the P word that they're looking at. Okay. So,
Mm.
what Gill just articulated so beautifully and lovingly and caring is a law. So, when people think of the word law, Jill, oftentimes they think of, that sound that the machine and the spinning light and things like that, and they get tense. Well, we know that law stands for love awakens wisdom.
Yes.
That's the
Yeah.
law of attraction. Love awakens wisdom because when you live in love, and love, again, we talked about acronyms, unpacking the power of everyday words and terms.
Hmm.
Love stands for living on vibrant energy,
Yes.
living on the
Beautiful.
vibrational plane. That's where Jill lives. And she lives a life with, she used the word share. And I
Hmm.
love this, the socks. We need to meet the socks person.
Yeah. He's a
Because
cool dude.
with the socks and the keep smiling cards and such, we go, oh, it's so
How cute are
much.
they? So I'm showing
Yeah, it,
everybody. If you're listening to this, you're missing out. These are the wonderful socks that are going around the world from Nick Adkins and his wonderful movement. He says, the world is full of good. When you believe it, you see it. Keep doing that. How cool is that? Um,
that,
Barry, while you're taking breath for a moment,
well, no,
because you've got so
this
much to
is,
share inside of you.
yeah, but the
I,
point, your genius is that to touch another human, speech, smile. Smile is that unique,
yeah,
universal sign of friendship,
yeah, it's the gift you
of
could give.
openness.
Keep on giving,
And
can't
being
you?
able to give something to someone else is the sign of goodness
Yeah.
and to create the spark of conversation. So you use the word share, which is
Mm.
what the man with the socks, what we do with the keep smiling cards. I'll just hold one up just so people can see, click, bing, keep smiling. And more than 9 million of these have been given out around the world in
Awesome.
27 languages.
Good grief. That's brilliant. Wow.
And they're available on my website, which is going to be in the show notes, that you can actually send these cards, keep smiling cards, again, 27 languages and other joy cards to people anywhere in the world
Yeah.
via email or text. Just go to my website and bing, click on the keep smiling is there. Because
Yeah.
we want to touch 100 million people. That's the next level. And then,
Yeah.
of course, after that, we go to a billion. And then we shift by every time a card is given
Uh-huh.
and received and then passed along, we shift the energy of the planet. So I want to go back to the word you used.
Hmm.
Share. The word is share.
Hmm.
Because share stands for spreading happiness, awakening, rejuvenating energy.
Oh, it's all about that buzz, that energy that can be shared. I
Right.
love it. Yeah. Beautiful. It always comes back to the energy. You have so much energy, young man. I'm curious, were you always like this? What was 8-year-old Barry like? Where did he grow up? Tell us a little bit of background. What
Woo!
was your happiest memory when you were about 7 or 8?
Jill, you just target. Okay, let's unpack a couple things. Again, if people are only listening, so you won't see this handsome young tanned man who is 77 years chronologically.
Yeah, he's got good skin. He uses a good cream, and we all want to know what the name of it is. Thank you.
Yes, well, I live in Henderson, Nevada now,
Ah,
and we have, thank God, lots of sunshine,
lovely.
and I swim outdoors,
Nice.
and that's why I'm tan and such.
Right.
Now, I want to make mention that anybody over the age of 25, and I assume we have some listeners who are over the age of 25,
One or two.
everybody lives with four ages at the same time. You have your chronological age,
Mm-hmm.
you have your metabolic age, you have your mental acuity, and you have your SOW. So Jill is saying, what's the SOW? Okay, we'll get
Yeah.
there. So my
I'm thinking,
chronological, because you hit it on the target, my chronological age is 77. Ooh, that's a nice age. My metabolic age is 48.
Wow.
Why? Because I swim 2 miles a day,
Well
six
done.
days a week.
Yeah,
And I've been doing that for years.
that would do it.
Now,
Yeah.
parenthetically, which we'll speak about, at the age of 55, I was a quadriplegic.
Wow.
Now, just to put it in context, anybody knows what a quadriplegic is, means you're paralyzed from your neck down.
Yeah, that
And
must
it
have
was
been
not from
horrific.
an automobile accident. It
Whew.
wasn't a spinal injury. It was a rare disease. I'm standing
Oh,
up in the morning, completely healthy and hearty, able to lift tall buildings in a single bound. And
yeah.
in the evening, I'm in the hospital, totally, completely paralyzed. I can only communicate by blinking my eyes.
Oh,
So now I'm moving around upper body. I can't get up from this chair because I'm still basically paralyzed from the waist down. We'll
mm,
talk about that in depth. The
okay.
point is, I'm 48 metabolically,
Yeah,
28 mental acuity because I work with a lot of people, my team on the internet, building the Everywhere card, whose
lovely.
mission, by the way, I'll tell you just quickly now, the mission is to give $1 billion to charity without costing any giver a penny.
That's incredible.
What? How do you do that? We'll
I
talk about it.
know.
Now, here goes the fourth one. Again, everybody has these. You have your physical, you have a chronological, you have metabolic, you have your mental acuity, and you have an SOW. My SOW is 8. What does
Ah,
SOW stand for? Sense of wonder.
oh, lovely.
I'm
That's
an
the
8 year
interview.
old.
Yeah,
Now, when I
I can
mention to
I can
people,
tell.
yeah, so when I mention to people, I say, the best ages are between 6 and 9. Below 6, you're still looking, you're trying to walk and go, okay, 6, 7, 8, 9. When you get to double digits, the system tries to
Oh,
close in on you. They
yeah.
want to stay somewhere between 6 and 9. I'm an 8. And it's what's going on? Curious, asking, learning. By the way, I created an acronym for your name. May I
Okay,
share it with you in the
please
world?
do. Yeah, I'd be very
Okay.
proud.
Gill, spelled in the UK way, Gill,
Mm-hmm.
stands for gratitude inspires lifelong learning.
Yes. Yes,
That's
that's lovely.
Gill.
Thank you. That's gorgeous. Bless you. What a blessing to be bestowed in the middle of a podcast. That's it's the first time I think anyone's gifted me something that precious. That's lovely. Thank you, Barry.
Oh, I am so touched that you said that. And I'm humbled and honored to be here. And I'd like to share with everybody an acronym for the word gift.
Hmm.
We talked about the socks, the keep smiling cards, and a smile. There's no greater gift you can give to a human being than some sort of connection, like you said,
Yeah.
on the tube. Can you imagine smiling at somebody on the tube? You don't even have to just a smile
Yeah.
or wave. Gift stands for godly inspiration, facilitating transformation.
Hmm.
Because part of what we're doing to get together today is not giving over information. It's the internet today. You can get information everywhere, and much of it contradictory. So be careful.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
understand
True.
where you want to go, what you want to do, and then
Yeah.
you'll be able to utilize the information. And the show is not about inspiration, even though, wow, Jill, she's amazing. Hey, that Barry Shore guy, wow, that's fascinating. With inspiration, unless you work on it regularly, it's like Chinese food. You need, a couple
Yeah.
hours later.
Yeah.
What this show is about, and what we're doing, is the T word, transformation.
For
You want to
sure.
be able to, well, what I call shift your perspective.
Yeah.
Now, shift is an interesting word, Jill, because I've mentioned to you, I've been working with people for more than half a century,
Hmm.
coaching, working, doing just helping people. And I could tell you, when they come to me on paper, they look great. All the stuff they've done, CV, wow. You start talking to them and they have dropped the F in shift and the other stuff happens. You
Mm.
got to be effing careful with your F's.
Uh-huh.
You want to shift your perspective just a little bit, just a
Yeah.
little bit. And then you can internalize, utilize, and leverage the six most important words you'll ever learn. And they are choice, not chance, determines your destiny. How
Mm,
you choose to respond in any given situation will determine your path in life and your trajectory.
yeah, for
So
sure.
that's what I wanted to. So you mentioned you hit a spot on. I'm an 8-year-old.
That's all. So that 8-year-old, did you have any concept of where you were going to be in your life when you hit the big 7-7? Or was it something you like life was an adventure and you were just going to let it unfold and you were going to find out for yourself what you were meant to do? Or were you going to be a world-class basketball player or baseball player? Or did you have a dream back then that you wanted to achieve?
So the simple answer is yes
Good.
and no,
Oh.
because at 8, 9, but I will tell you the story that happened for me at the age of 9 that did shift my perspective and helped a lot in my path as an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman, and I
Mhm.
think business is the highest calling in the world because it enables. Well, I'll share with you in just a moment. So, I grew up in a place called Boston, Massachusetts. Now, by the way, Boston, Massachusetts is named for Boston in the UK. There is a city in the UK called Boston,
Mhm.
and I think it's on the west coast. And that the people who came, the pilgrims who came originally to the United States, or with the colonies at the time,
Mm.
came to the Northeast. Actually, they didn't plan it. That's how it came, and they founded a great city that they call Boston. Uh, and I was growing up there, and Boston, in the Northeast of the United States, is cold in the winter, and we have snow.
Mhm.
So imagine back, I'm 9 years old. That was 1957. People can't even think about 1957. Anyway, so we had snowstorm. We had about 11 inches. That's a
Wow.
lot of snow. It's a lot, right? It's a wow. Wow stands for words of wonder,
Mm.
words of wisdom. So 11 inches of snow. What are you going to do? It was a Tuesday. So we turn on the radio, no other way to communicate, to hear if school's going to be closed. Now, we assumed it was, however, you have to listen. And it said, da, 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 John D. Runkle School closed. Yay, 8-year-old, right? So what are you going to do? You can either go back to sleep because it's 6:30 in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, or you can play games. Not
Mhm.
me. What I want to do, I got dressed, long underwear, cloth, special
Yeah.
earmuffs and hat and gloves, and I'm going out. I'm going to shovel, and I made myself a cup of cocoa from a mix, and told my father I'm going to go out and shovel snow. So picture this: I make 25 cents a
Oh.
week, my allowance. Now I have, and then you do things, chores and such
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
Fine,
Yep.
okay. So I'm going out now at 7:15 in the morning, and I'm knocking on neighbors' doors because they have to go to work.
There's
You
your
know,
entrepreneur right there.
they
Yeah.
didn't close the world. They didn't close the city. Today they do, but then those days they didn't.
Mm.
And I'm going to knock on people's doors. I'm going to say I'm going to shovel the driveway or the walk, and to negotiate a price.
Yeah.
I'm a 9-year-old. I'm
Excellent.
going to do it. I'm bold and out there, and I'm doing this. I'm going to make the story a bit short. Just tell you the great news. I come home. I left at 7:15 in the morning.
Hmm.
I come home at 4:30, 4:25, and it was dark,
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
and
Yeah.
I'm tired. I didn't even
I'll bet.
stop for lunch. I come
Oh,
into the house,
how much?
and my father's making me a cup of hot cocoa. He makes it from melted chocolate, not from a mix.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah, and he loves me. He says, "My dear beloved son, take off my stuff. My dear beloved son, how did you do?" So I told him, "Papa, I made $55."
Whoa.
That's right. That's a whoa, because like 25 cents. Actually looked it up recently because I was talking to somebody. $55 is the equivalent then of $600 today in
Wow.
2026. So
Yeah.
this boy is happy, right? So my father says, "My dear beloved son, how do you spell the word business?" Now I'm precocious. I like words. I'm saying Business, business. He said, "That's right. I want you to notice something. Notice that the U comes before the I, Because when you take care of other people in business and you're there to give and you're there to build, the I will always be taken care of.
Wow, wasn't your dad a wise man? I
That
love
was
that.
9 years old. I can tell you, Jill, and
Yeah.
everybody listening, it took me probably 2 decades to really integrate and understand it and such, when you're doing things. And when it clicked, I realized, yeah. And I've been, thank God, very successful in business. Of course,
Yeah.
up and downs, done very well, sometimes not very well, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
With that mindset, though, what
Yeah.
is business? It's the you. I'm here to serve. When service is your calling, the I will always be taken care of. It's a law of the world, a
Yeah.
law. Isn't
People
that not
didn't
wonderful?
people didn't think like that in those days. He was a very wise man to actually acknowledge that and share that with his son. Did you ever get a chance to go, "Hey Dad, I get it now. I thank you."
So the simple answer is no.
Oh,
The more nuanced answer is he saw it. I was not wise enough to articulate it.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. How lucky are you?
However, I use it now and I say it over, and that's giving him lots of pleasure in the other world.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So that was my
So
from
you were
that time.
destined to be an entrepreneur. You were destined to help
Yes,
other people. And over the years, I just looked at your LinkedIn profile, which is like crazy long. But it's probably quicker to say what haven't you done than what you have done. You're a mental wellness advocate. You're a podcaster, and not just any podcaster, top 2% worldwide. That's a huge achievement. You're top 100 most influential people on LinkedIn. You're a serial entrepreneur. Um, you're a swimmer, founder of the everywherecard.com, and the ambassador of joy, and you're an author too. Did you anticipate all of these things happening? What's your main driver behind all of this? What has been your sort of main purpose that you think, this is why I'm on the planet, this is what I'm good at, and this is what I'm going to share with people? When did you kind of mic drop moment when you realized that that's who you were and what you were here for?
I was 17.
Gosh,
Very 17 for
wow.
anybody in the
Yeah,
world is an interesting age, isn't it? Right?
yeah, yeah.
Hormones, stuff, people, guys, things.
Yeah.
And 17 when I was growing up, what year would that be? That would be 65, 1965, maybe 66. Beatles had just come out. I mean, all kinds of things.
Yeah,
It was a wonderful world,
yeah,
truly wonderful world.
yeah, it
Of
was.
course, there were always problems, issues all around the world. Hello. At 17, I actually made a decision. I made a decision. I said, you can be unhappy or you can be happy. I didn't realize what I was saying to myself, that we live in a digital world.
Yeah,
And I said, it, I really like being happy. That's what I
choose.
want to do.
Yeah,
That's
choose.
when I became a good looking person.
Yeah,
I decided, I
yeah,
decided that I wanted to be happy in life. And I am. So one thing you mentioned, okay, it says there, Barry Shore, ambassador of joy. When I do my shows or talk about it, I say I am the ambassador of joy. And notice I didn't say the ambassador of joy, because joy is exuberant.
expensive. Yes.
Joy, interestingly enough, wonderful Jill, is a fabulous acronym. This three-letter word. It
Yeah.
stands for Journey of You.
Mm. Mm.
Everybody has a
Yeah.
journey of life. And one of the things we talk about, these wonderful cards that we have, we call them joy cards. Mostly keep smiling. I said 27 language. We have many other cards. One of them is, it reads, uh, life is a 3D adventure. We live in a three-dimensional world, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What are these 3Ds? These 3Ds are decision,
Hmm.
discipline,
Yeah.
and determination.
Yeah.
When you live joyfully embracing decision, making a decision. I did it at 17. Okay, we made other decisions throughout life. Wonderful, amazing wife that I have, married 48 years
Oh,
to the same woman.
congratulations. How lovely.
Yes, and it's a current, and there are things moving around, and things like that. Decision, discipline. When people hear the word discipline, interesting enough, they tend they tend to hear it in a way that shrinks them.
Yes.
One of the things that we do when I do my webinars, my seminars, I don't travel much anymore because of my situation.
Hmm.
Uh, but here in Henderson, Nevada, I recently did a seminar. We had 1,127 people.
Wow.
I'm telling the story about Barry Shore and about being paralyzed and about seeing miracles in life every day. And people invariably raise their hands saying, "Hey, Barry Shore, I've been up for hours, or I haven't seen any miracles." And I asked them, "Are you here? Can you hear? Can you stand
Mm.
still? I can't do that. Can you walk? I can barely do that. Do you have water to drink? Do you have food to eat? Place to sleep? Do you have family? Have friends?" Every single one of those is a miracle, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And the proof, I said, the proof of the miracle is 1 million people didn't get out of bed today.
Yeah.
You know why? They died. By definition, if you're watching or you're listening, you didn't. You have an obligation to live life to the full. So I'm in the seminar talking about decision, talking
Hmm.
about discipline. So the root of discipline is the word disciple.
Oh,
So look
yeah.
at how Jill, she
Yeah.
did something just so beautiful. If you're not watching, I'll tell you what she did. She looked up because when you hear the word disciple, you almost automatically connect with whatever you call God.
Hmm.
There's
Mm.
something above you, beyond you.
Yes.
You just made that connection
Yeah.
because you're a disciple, because
Yeah.
you're in the world of good, right? So
Absolutely.
discipline, when we discuss it as having your best friend right next to you, urging you on, as
Mm.
opposed to that idea of a monkey in your back, which
Yes.
is what the vision of most people.
Yeah.
And when we do our webinar, we have people as if they have the big knapsack on their back filled with rocks.
Uh-huh.
They just literally, figuratively, take off your backpack, your knapsack, and put it down.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, Jill, hundreds of people, thousands of people I've done this with, all of a sudden it's like, wow, people sing and I feel better because discipline is your best friend next to you.
Yes,
Then, of
exactly.
course, this great place. What nation do you live in?
Me.
You. Yes. What nation do you live in?
I'm in England.
Okay, that's what people think. They answer with a place, a physical
Yes.
place.
Yes.
So I learned from a man named Albert Einstein.
Bless him, cotton socks. Yeah.
But you can learn from people who are no longer physically here.
Yeah,
That's why we
absolutely.
read, that isn't it? That's why we listen
Mhm.
to things. I learned from Albert Einstein that the greatest nation on this planet that we interact with is the nation of imagination.
Mm. Imagination. I love it. Yeah. So true.
He said that's far more important than any knowledge that you're going to have. Imagination. And he says if you really want to live well with imagination, then you also inhabit determination.
Mm.
You do that, then you're not just the optimist. I'm going to shift you. You're not an optimist. You're a realist.
Mm.
It's real.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything we're discussing, love, life stands for living inspirationally for eternity.
Eternity.
You're
Mm.
an eternal being.
Mm.
It may seem and look like there's a box, there's a beginning and an end. Well, everybody, there isn't. Well, there is in the sense you're eternal.
Yeah.
And like you asked, what's purpose? What's mission? When you have that, then it's beyond you, and that's wonderful. Remember, the you it comes before the I.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
waxing a bit much. Thank you.
No, I love it because even as a kid, I remember at the age of about 3 or 4, and I was learning about countries. And I'm like, who decided that there was a line and that belongs to those people and this belongs to those people? That's crazy. And then I looked at the map and you could see, especially in Africa, where it's all been chopped up into squares. I'm like, life isn't like that. There's a mountain in between there. You can't have a line. Why is there a line? And why does somebody own the earth? Why are we allowed to own bits of earth when it should belong to everybody? So even from a very young age, this kind of logic was like, well, this is how the world runs, but I don't get it. Why does it? I used to drive my parents insane. I said, Dad, why are cars not made of rubber? He said, what do you mean? I said, well, if you had a bump, and we'd just bump and then we'd just carry on our day. You wouldn't have to go to the shop and get your car fixed. He said, yeah, but then somebody would be out of work. I'm like, but they'd be able to do something more fun
Oh,
than,
this is so important what you're saying, because it's so now we, Gill, Barry, and members of the Collaboration Global, we live in the now. We understand the famous analogy that is used by really great people of the sand clock. You know, it runs, there's a piece up top. I actually have one right behind me. I could get it, but I won't. Okay. And you know, the sand
yep, the egg
goes
timer
through a
thing.
large piece, through a
Yep,
very small, narrow, to a
yep.
lot. And so, again, I learned this from Bob Proctor, remarkably wonderful being. So Bob Proctor would talk about, look at the sand moving. So this is what we call the future.
Right.
Sand coming. Down here, that's the past. Nothing you can do about it. It's gone.
Mm-hmm.
This is coming. We live in this little narrow place called the now. And it's especially interesting you bring it up because what is happening in the now? Something called AI.
Yes.
And you mentioned it. Well, that's going to displace a lot of people out of work, change
Mm.
things.
Yep. People don't
Change
like
is one of the,
change.
it is so wonderful. See, we can look at it as frightening. We
Uh-huh.
can look at it as wonderful.
I
We
love
can
it.
look
Yeah.
at it as what it is. So let's, for me, is what I share with people. Let's define this word AI or these two letters, AI. Ready? Always improving.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, you want to call it artificial intelligence and something, that's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer the bigger global vision of always improving. Remember, Gill, your name stands for the beginning of everything is gratitude. Gratitude inspires lifelong learning.
Mm.
Lifelong learning. Every day, learning. I'm learning, always improving. Now, it's very funny because the term Luddite comes from the UK.
Yes.
We're not going to halt progress because some people who did something a certain way will now either have to learn a different way or that particular job won't be available.
Mm.
Okay, but there'll be others. And the genius and the beauty of life is, as my father said, when the U comes before the I, if you're in service, you'll always be taken care of. It's a
Mm.
law. Now, that takes time, that takes effort, mental effort to internalize, utilize, and leverage. So I'll go back to 6 words that I learned that are critical for life. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny.
Yeah.
So how do you choose to respond in any given situation? So may I tell the story of Barry Shore?
Go for it.
Okay. So at the age of 55, again, I'm 77 now chronologically. At the age of 55, I, thank God, was very successful in businesses. I had, by that, 4 years prior to being 55, I had built 2 companies on the internet. Now I say I meant a team.
Yeah.
You don't do things by yourself. It's
Yeah.
just not possible. And even if it was, not good. So my team, it was my vision though, we had built 2 companies on the internet. I had 3 issued patents. I had sold both those companies to public companies. So I had a lot of money. I was famous in my little world, some tech. And now at the age of 55, standing up in the morning, completely healthy and hearty. In the
Yeah.
evening, completely, totally paralyzed
Can I imagine?
from a rare disease, which I've never
Mm.
heard of the day before. Could not move anything in my body. Could only communicate by blinking my eyes.
Wow.
144 days in the hospital. I was in a hospital bed in my own home for 2 years. I couldn't move.
Wow.
I was in a wheelchair for 4 years. Braces on both my legs, from my hips to my ankles, and that was progress.
Wow.
Thank God today, Jill, I'm able to be vertical and ambulatory with the help of a 7-foot walking wand. So I'm a triped, not a biped. I can't walk up a stair by myself. I can't walk up a curb by myself. I have help 12 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Mm.
However, you hear my voice. Positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant, all because of one
Yeah.
word, smile, seeing miracles in life every day.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm in bed. I was I had money. I had fame. I can't move. I'm immobile. What am I supposed to do now, dear Lord?
Yeah.
Didn't doctors didn't know if I ever move again. Now, that's not what I was thinking. However, I wasn't moving. What was I supposed to do?
So what was your state of mind at that point? Were you able to kind of rationalize things, or were you like in distress the whole time?
Let me tell you a story. And it happened early on. I think it was about 3 weeks into the process, which of course we had no idea how long it's going to last. So in the hospital, they would pick me up and move me and do things and test and try to. They
Yeah.
they they discover what it is. It's called Guillain-Barré syndrome, GBS for the
Okay.
cognoscenti, and it's a very rare disease. Some people get it, and most people who get it, some sort of paralysis in parts of their body, within 6 months to a year, the body rebuilds
Right.
and you get everything back. So the
Oh,
good Lord loves me a little more. He said,
okay.
Mr. Shore, I need your attention. You're going to get a bigger dose. Okay, fine.
Ah,
We didn't know that time. So about 3 weeks in, I'm on a gurney, and a nurse, a male nurse, is wheeling me back to my room. And he stops. And I'm looking up. I can see out the window above that it was just around dusk or so. So I remember exactly when it was. And he stops and he leans down and he says to me, Mr. Shore, can I ask you a personal question? Now, I could barely speak above a whisper. So
wow.
everything was compromised. However, guy's been with me 3, 4 days already, very pleasant.
Mm.
I said, yes. So yeah, he leans down and he says to me, I work with people in your situation, paralyzed, can't move. How come you're not bitter and angry? I've
Wow.
never met anybody in your situation not bitter and angry. And I realized, Jill, at that moment, he was asking me the great existential question, which is, why me, God? Why did you do this to me?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not what I was asking. I was asking, dear Lord, I'm a regular guy. What am I supposed to do now?
Yeah.
Now, here's the point. At that moment, 55 years on the planet,
Hmm.
the most calm I had ever been in my life, completely at peace. And what I really said to myself, whatever it is going to be.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, no.
Yeah.
Now I'm human. Did I go through a lot of struggles? Was it tough? Did I fall down? Did I get hurt? Trying to move and frustrated. Hello, that's human.
Yeah.
However, here's where it gets really good. I said to God, okay, what am I supposed to do now?
Mm.
You have money, you have fame. Who cares? You can't move. Immobile. What am I supposed to do? So I meditated. I cried. I'm not going anywhere, right?
Mhm.
Physically, but I am here, my heart, my soul. I cried, I meditated, I prayed. What am I? I want my mission.
Mm.
I got my mission. Took a while. Here's the mission. The mission is to give $1 billion to charity without costing any giver a penny.
Incredible.
How do you do that? So I
Yeah.
got the mission. How do you do that? So I'll tell you, classic story. I told my wife, we were, as I said, thank God, at the time we were married, what, 27 years.
Yeah.
And amazing that my wife, Naomi, what she's been through, if it wasn't for her, I'd just be protoplasm.
Yeah.
Just she's the one who, if I have something good that's coming out, it's she.
That's,
So I told her, this is the mission. And I asked her what I'm supposed to do. She said to me, "You're smart, figure it out." And she walked out of the room.
I like her already.
Yeah, so I kept meditating. And I'm a businessman. Remember, business, the U before the I.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, how do you do that? How is it possible? Well, I'm going to shortcut the story because we
Mm.
went through several iterations that didn't work.
Oh,
Mission always the same,
yeah.
but iteration. So I'm going to tell you very quickly what it is now because it's so good, it's so fun, it's so real. For anybody listening, we have a worldwide audience, right?
Hmm.
So I presume that this applies to almost everybody. If you go into a, let's say, grocery store, usually, you'll see racks of these things called gift cards,
Yeah.
right? Physical gift cards. So if you were to pick up $100, when you're 100 pounds, we'll just say $100 gift card, and you
Hmm.
go to checkout, they're going to charge you $105. Why? $100 for the card,
Hmm.
$3 for the processing, a
Hmm.
dollar for the store, a dollar for the distributor. Okay, everybody wins. You
Hmm.
got what you wanted. You got your $100 card and paid all the fee. Fine. So I said, wait a minute. This is the age of electronic delivery. Hello, we're an AI.
Hmm.
Claude is a regular name that everybody's talking about. Claude used to mean something, and now it means something powerful and good. Okay, why not deliver these cards electronically? Number one.
Yeah.
So I went with a friend of mine who had relationship with a company called Visa. Visa. Yes,
Oh,
that
well, yeah.
Visa. So we went to Visa. We had an audience, and I told the story to a supposedly decision maker.
Right.
And the person heard the story, paralyzed. I was an entrepreneur. I had built companies on the internet, made money. Okay, very nice. I want to give $1 billion. And here's what I want to do. I want Gill to be able to buy that $100 Visa prepaid card for
Mhm.
$100. And Visa, I want you to chip in $3 when she does that. And it's going to the charity of her choice. You love it, Jill?
Well,
So,
what's not to love about that? That sounds brilliant.
right.
How did
What
they
did,
how did they agree to that? How was that
right. So what did
received?
the Visa person say? What are you talking about? Get out of here. Who needs you?
Oh,
We don't give up. I'm an entrepreneur.
yeah.
11 times we went back. Always somebody higher in the organization got kicked upstairs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get to a very real decision maker, senior VP, woman. She heard my presentation, paralyzed this. Okay,
Hmm.
you want to do what? Let me hear that. You want to give $1 billion to charity. That
Hmm.
means that we would sell plus minus $35 billion worth of these cards, Visa on it, Halo, hey, and we're giving money. And guess what? When Jill gets that $100 card, it's on her phone and on her wallet inside. She goes to the store, checks out. The merchant's going to pay us a fee.
Mm.
We're not going to lose.
Mm.
And now we're considered wonderful by millions of people. You know something? We'll do that.
Yeah. It's a
We just
no-brainer,
got
isn't it?
approval a couple of months ago.
Oh, that's
And not only
amazing.
that, I'll show you the physical representation, but
Yeah.
it's on the it's remember it's electronic only. So if you can see it, it reads
Yeah.
the everywhere card in the
Yeah.
corner.
Uh-huh.
This is the first time Visa has ever allowed a, a small company nobody knows about to
Yeah.
co-brand. And now again,
Oh,
this deliver electronically. It's the everywhere card. Why? because when you get it, you can use it everywhere. Now, I will tell you, it's for the United States only at the moment.
Right.
Okay, fine. Well, it's a big country. A lot
Early
of
doors. Early doors. Yeah.
we could do the billion in the United States,
Yeah.
and if we
Easy.
do the billion, we're not stopping. We're going to do more,
Yeah.
and then we've proven it, and we'll go other places. But the point is, what that you now can buy $100 prepaid Visa card for $100. $3 goes to the charity of your choice. How wonderful is this? Now let's show the process again. This is thinking big outside any box. There's no limitation.
Hmm.
So when you buy the card, you're not able to use your credit card, of course, because they would go to 3%. So you're paying by debit, direct debit from your account.
Hmm.
Okay, but people pay direct debit all the time and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So now let's say your charity is the local pet shelter or the homeless shelter for women or giving food for the poor, water. Oh, so many millions of people around the world need clean water, right?
Mhm.
So Jill signs up, and on this, and because this water group sends a note to their supporters, I'm just going to make up a number. Say there's 1,000 supporters, and you said this. Would you? Here's the line. Would you be willing to help us if it doesn't cost you any money? Should I say that again?
Mhm.
Imagine saying to your supporters, would you be willing to help us if it doesn't cost you any money? Who said no? Well,
Yeah.
here's what you do.
Yeah.
Sign up and put in your banking information, just like you direct debit, right? And say, hey, you know something? Most people spend plus minus between groceries and gas. Just think of that. Groceries, yeah, plus minus $1,000 a month. You have
Mm.
a little family, right? Groceries and gas. Okay, give me, let's use $600 as a number below. Give me three of these cards every 2 weeks. So you're doing $600. And again, deliver electronically, goes into your wallet, and now you can go anywhere you want, whether
Yeah.
you're going groceries, gas, restaurant, anything, Starbucks, who cares, right? And zing, zing. And you're giving money, $600, you're giving $18 a month. You
Beautiful.
aggregate, because this is what collaboration is about.
Hmm.
Collaboration, put together just 1,000 supporters,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
just raised $216,000 in a year.
Beautiful. Yeah. Easily. Have you considered diversifying? So over in the UK at the moment, we've got I'm not sure how many of them there are, but the main one is like what they call a Henry card. And basically, it's a card where parents upload cash onto the card for their children as pocket money. Now, imagine if
Oh,
children had their own card and they get to choose where what charity goes, and they are putting you before I from
oh,
early
wait a minute.
doors.
This exists in the UK,
Yeah.
and it's called the Henry card.
It's this is just there's no charity involved in it. So all it is here's a card, you load it up with money, and your children get to understand how to, do
Use
chores.
money, right?
Yeah, and the
Okay,
parents get to see what the money's being spent on. So they've got an app, they can check on what their children are spending the money on, but the children are getting the idea of how to use,
okay. So
finance.
I
So
just
to
want
do
to,
it with the charity
yeah,
aspect.
we're gonna do. Okay, so I want to tell everybody, you know this anyway. Jill is what I call a cog. You know what a cog is?
Mhm.
Usually people think it's a small piece in a big machine, right? There's no such thing as small parts, only small players. You're not. You're a cog. Why? Because cog stands for channel of goodness,
Oh,
child of God. So I'm tell you something that just happened yesterday. Yesterday, a
yeah.
good friend, very smart man who's run some very large businesses, and he sends me back. I showed him what we're doing with Everywhere card. He said, "You know something? This is fabulous. I may not be your core user, even though I may. However, here's what I want to do. I would certainly use this. Why? For my two teenage children,
Hmm.
and I would load up for them two, three, $400 a month
Exactly.
each,
Yeah.
so that they have it.
Yeah.
Money goes to the charity that we can choose together as a family, and now their spending is within range. In other words, they have a credit card, who knows what can happen. But now you have a delineated amount and they understand, wait a minute, okay, I have X amount, how
Hmm.
to use it, and I'm giving.
Yeah.
One of the most important things you can ever do in life is to build up the greatest muscle that every human being has, and in some ways, unfortunately, gets atrophied if you don't use it right. And that muscle is the giving muscle. May I
Yeah.
tell you a
Yeah.
quick story?
Yeah. Yeah. We're okay. We'll make this the
So, as I
last
said,
one.
I, I am privileged to speak to people. And recently I spoke to a group, I think it was about 318 people, and it was specifically people under the age of 30, 30 and under, usually basically from 18, 17 to 30. And I'm telling you a story about Barry Shaw and all that kind of stuff. Fine, very nice. I'm fascinated by younger people today. Why? Because they literally live in a different world than I do vis-a-vis money and things like
Mm.
that.
Mm.
So here you have 300 plus minus young people, and I ask a few questions. Number one question is, how many people here have written a check in the past 6 months?
No.
Out of 300 plus people, two people raised their hand.
Oh, two. I think there's more than I
Okay,
thought it
and
would be.
we
Yeah.
asked him, and one of them said, I asked him, what did you, was it he? And he said, well, I didn't, but I just wanted to raise my hand anyway because nobody else did.
Good for him.
Nobody, nobody's written a check.
Wow.
Well, that's not their world. Okay.
Yeah.
Number two, how many people here have a charity or cause? I prefer cause that they
Mm.
really care about. They would donate to. Every hand went up.
Yes, it
Every
is.
hand, but cause, yeah. That you would, okay, donate. Next question. How many people here have given $50 to the cause you love within the past 90 days? 11 hands went up.
Nice.
That means 98% didn't. Okay, next question. How many people here have ordered pizza in the past 30 days? Almost every hand went up.
Yeah.
What's the point? With the Everywhere card, I showed them the Everywhere card. You know, your kids, okay, so get two, three, $400 a month because you do that anyway. And
Mm.
when you did that, you gave money and you order pizza. You gave to your cause. You connect now, giving with earning, because we have raised, unfortunately, a generation, maybe two, where the giving muscle is atrophied to the
Yeah.
point that people don't give regularly and they use reasons or excuses.
Mm.
I have student debt. My uncle gives, my grandfather gives. I don't see myself as a giver of money because
Mm.
I see that I don't have enough.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Which is
so,
very real for those people, isn't it? That's what,
right.
yeah.
So if you can give without costing you any money for
Exactly.
things you do anyway, oh dear Lord, the mission, the Everywhere card, thank you, Visa. And now we're bringing this to the world. So here
Yeah,
we
I
are.
think it's an amazing idea, and I'm hoping that a lot of people are in the habit of having a card that you spend, and that it gives you points, and points make prizes, and you get to spend it in other areas, or it reduces your shopping bill, or anything like that. But there are so many different ways that you can market this. You could go back to the old days of where you used to have the breadwinner would come home with the cash of the pay packet, and the housekeeper would be putting it into different pots, and one was for Christmas and one was for the holiday and one was for, and you could have those as kind of accounts with the
Yes.
everywhere card, whereby that's for our holiday savings, but at the same time we're going on holiday, we can afford to go on holiday, and we're also giving that money because we're using that cards, and we, so it's just giving people new habits to get into. And as you say, it's making that muscle strong again so that people are
Yes.
doing it on a regular
We
basis.
want to raise people that are Schwarzeneggers of giving.
Have you come across Paul Dunn and Masami Sato, who run B1G1, which is short for Business for Good? And it's basically it supports worthy causes around the world, utilizing business owners who donate, who become members of the community, which then runs the community and the cost that it takes to run it. And then any donations to these worthy causes are 100% go to the worthy causes. It's a beautiful model, changed from the current charity one that people are getting so disillusioned with. But actually, if all of those businesses in that community, and there are hundreds, if not thousands of businesses around the world, had an everywhere card, that's another easy way to donate
So
more into
the
that
genius,
charity.
the
So
genius of Gill is exactly what just happened. Have you done this? Have you? So you will send that to me. We'll talk. Yes.
I will indeed. I will
The,
indeed. The
the beauty
conversation
is,
will continue, my darling. I think this is absolutely brilliant.
I'm touched. Oh, I'm so honored. Thank you. Thank
So,
you.
Barry, if somebody is also loving this idea and wants to know more, what's the easiest way for them to get hold of you?
The best and easiest way at the moment is send an email to Barry at theeverywherecard.com. Barry at theeverywherecard.com. Touch me on LinkedIn, Barry Shore,
Mhm.
Shore. Those are probably the two best channels at the moment.
Awesome. And if we're lucky, we might actually have you at one of our Collaboration Global online sessions, and maybe we can get you to speak at one of those. So you can come and meet him there online for one of those sessions. I'll keep everyone informed if I've got the date. If I've pinned him down for a date, everybody, I'll let you all know as well. Barry, thank you for this conversation. I feel like we've only scratched the surface, but it is so wonderful to hear that somebody across the pond is so aligned to what our community is about. It just fills me with joy that everything that's gone on in your life has been leading to this point.
Yes.
And I'm so sorry that you had to suffer that illness in order to get to where you are. But do you know what? As my nan would always say, there's always a silver lining in every cloud. So sometimes you have to look really hard to find it, and then you can be grateful for it. So I'm so grateful to you for spending time today sharing with us your fabulous mission. And I look forward to having many, many more conversations along the way as well.
Thank you. Let's also mention for people to please go to barryshore.com for podcasts and, but most importantly, the Keep Smiling cards.
Yes, for sure. Definitely. Let's get
Okay,
some of those
wonderful,
out in the world
Gill.
as
Can we
well.
do two things? Let's
Yes.
do a global hug
Oh,
and a quick blessing. So let's tell you, hug stands for heartfelt, unlimited giving.
mhm.
Ready? One, two, three.
There we go. Oh, thank you so much. Brilliant hug. I felt
And a
it all the way
blessing
through.
from wonderful Gill and Barry is go forth. Live exuberantly. Spread the seeds of joy, happiness, peace, and love. Go mad. Go make a difference.
Go make a difference. And indeed, if you want to find out more about Collaboration Global as well, go to collaborationglobal.org, come to one of our sessions, meet some other mad people who are up to making a difference, and you will find you are in jolly good company. Thank you again, Barry. It's been an absolute joy. Thank you.
Best wishes.